My name is Adrian Nantchev, and this channel is all about helping you become a remarkable entrepreneur. So click on the subscribe button below and press the bell notification right next to it for the latest uploads. Now, how is it you go about achieving the entrepreneur mindset? Well, there's two main important things to do in entrepreneurship: is expand your comfort zone and expand your knowledge base. So expanding your comfort zone occurs through biographies, reading books, reading biographies of successful people, starting very small in business, starting with someone else in business, with a partner, starting with money you can afford to lose. Because each of these little things will test you mentally and physically and emotionally or even spiritually, testing you each time, as in like testing in the water, always pushing you and stretching you. What you dare to do. And the more you expand your comfort zone, the more tenacity you have to do more in business. And the other one to that is increase your knowledge. And this is through mentors, through experiences, through mistakes. And mistakes are very important. Through books, working with people as well. Because the more knowledge you have, the more you can actually physically do. And these go hand in hand. So the comfort zone is your tenacity, which means I dare to do more. I'm going to do this. It's fearless. Oh, I can do that. It's easy. Yeah, sure, whatever. And your knowledge is, oh, I know how to do. I know how to do that, and I will do it. I have the tools, and the tenacity to do it. That's how you increase entrepreneurship mindset. That's how you achieve it as well. But also, go along the basis of and understand this principle that jobs do not have futures. People do. Jobs, employment, careers, industries come and go. The blacksmith, the shoesmith, that's 100 or so plus years ago. Where are those industries today? You look at car manufacturing 100 years ago with Henry Ford, very labour intensive, a lot of people were involved. And nowadays it's quite lean, lean manufacturing, a lot of machines replace the people, robots and all the rest. And we see this in supermarkets with regards to the self-checkout tills. It's on its way. So jobs don't have futures. People do. Understand that. So your job can be around today, but will it be around today in 10, 20, 30, 50 years from now? Difficult to say, because AI and information and the way the world is going, difficult to say. But what is one remaining factor and constant is you. You, your ability, your talent, your skills, everything else like that. And you have talents and skills that other people do not have. So how can you use that? How can you best use that for the world? The principle that I then go off by is, how can I do the work once and get paid forever? If you do this thing once, how can I use it and leverage it to get paid directly or indirectly forever? If I create this video, I'm going to share it online and loads of other places that helps me to get paid in multiple ways. I'm creating the video once and getting paid forever. I'm writing a book at the moment. Once that's finished, I'm doing the work once. I've done the work once and I'm going to get paid forever from it, so long as the platforms are still around and there's demand and it's still relevant and all the rest. So the entrepreneur mindset is very achievable. Some people talk about going for affirmations and all the rest, and words are very, very powerful. You've got to understand this as well. Whether you're going to go as far as affirmations or not, but the words and what you say to yourself, the vocabulary that you let into your mind and the subconscious mind and the superlatents and beyond, is very, very powerful, very, very important. Simply do a quick Google search for NLP embedded commands, and you understand how powerful using the right words are. Like, for example, when you talk to yourself, in your own thoughts, or when you actually talk to yourself or whatever, or talking to other people you want to encourage or support, your business partner, for example, use words like positive, empowering words, do, as opposed to do not. You can do this. You can't do that. You can do this. When you have those kind of words, you reinforce those kind of words and that kind of positive language, it helps to reinforce the thoughts. And the thoughts helps to reinforce the actions, and the actions help to create the results, and the results cause and effect. It's fascinating how the whole world is interconnected, and it all starts with you. You see, again, there's that constant. Jobs don't have futures. You do. People do. You do. And if you don't have the right mindset, the right attitude, the right aspirations, the right kind of vocabulary even, then you're missing out. You've got to understand that your mindset, if entrepreneur or whatever, starts with you, and you start with your language, and your language is careful of what your words are. Again, look into NLP, embedded commands. Fascinating psychology right there. That's so applicable. You know, you're going to do this. You will. You know, are you going to go over there? Or are you going to go over there? Are you go over there? Yeah. Are you going to go? Are you going to go over there? That kind of stuff. Some really fascinating stuff about psychology. So you could also look at yourself and look into your past as well. Look into what you've been doing for the past 5 or so years, because that shows level of persistence and attitude and staying power. But also look at your upbringing. Look what kind of life you were brought up into and what kind of environment, nature or nurture, that kind of stuff. Look into that and deconstruct it and say, where was these negative thoughts, these negative beliefs, these negative attitudes, negative thoughts towards myself or money or employment or the world or capitalism and all the rest. Where were these points of negativity? Where are they? And endeavour to deprogram yourself. That's going a little bit deep now. I didn't intend for this earlier when I started this video, but it's going quite deep because the world in one way or another is programming us and brainwashing us for all sorts of different ways and different thoughts. Let's not go too deep into this, but you essentially got to deprogram yourself from the way the world thinks and way the world acts, and apply your own thinking and your own philosophy, a new kind of idea and philosophy into your life and into yourself. This is going rather spiritualistic, and I didn't intend so, but you see, the mind is very powerful. You're a lot more powerful than you realise, and if you haven't leveraged that, and if you haven't if you're not recognising that and activating it and building on your strengths, then you're missing out. Because the entrepreneur mindset is really just you unleashed. It's you, how to become the person you want to be. It's you want to do this or you want to do that in life. Then have the knowledge, expand the comfort zone, and you can do it. And it all starts with you. What you say to yourself, what you believe in, what kind of environment you're around as well, the people you associate with. Who are the 5 people you associate with? Because if you associate with 5 idiots, you'll be the 6th. If you associate with 5 smart people, you'll be the 6th smart person. Your environment, both physical environment as well as the people you associate with, it spills onto you. And you've got to be very careful about who you associate with. There are some people that I used to associate with, not overly, but rather toxic and not overly just different priorities, I suppose. They weren't toxic or negative, but they weren't toxic or negative, but perhaps they were ambitious or different priorities, so to speak. But there was one person, an ex-girlfriend of mine a few years ago, very toxic behaviour, very toxic language, attitude, very toxic attitude and behaviour and thoughts, and it's so much negativity, and it's like, you do not want to be around those kind of people. They'll just drag you down, they'll bring you down. And if you're on here wanting to know how to have the entrepreneur mindset, then that's a massive indication that you want to go up. You realise there's something changing in the world, and that the world is moving on, and it's like you want your share, you want to change before it's too late. So it's like being around negative people, negative Nancies, whatever some would say, some would describe them as, not helpful, not empowering. You've got to really cut yourself away from these people. It can be harsh, they might try and drag you down for one reason or another, but interesting enough that when you start to change and grow, people that don't like that change will try and drag you down. But you've got to be persistent at that and stick to it. This is why staying power, as I said earlier, is so important, and persistence. If you weren't trained or realised how to be persistent when you were growing up, then now is the time. Because persistence is very important, and I have another video about this as well on this YouTube channel. Persistence is devilishly important as to having a better life, because things take time, unfortunately. Things take time to change and develop and grow, and it's down to you to be persistent at it and be impatiently patient. Be impatient to get started. Be impatient to learn these things. Be impatient to expand your comfort zone. Be impatient to learn new knowledge. Read books, have mentors, watch more videos, type stuff, all sorts. Information is all out there. Udemy, Amazon, mentors, ask. Start your own podcast and just talk to people, interview people. Write a book, what you know already, or read loads of books. If you read 3 or 5 books on a certain topic, then you'll know more than 90% of the people out there already. So be impatient to do all these things and get started. But once you have started, though, you have to be patient. Be patient for your comfort zone to expand. Be patient to absorb this knowledge and make it instinctive. Be patient, be patient, be patient. Because unfortunately, Rome wasn't built in a day, nor was Microsoft, nor was Apple, nor was Facebook, or nor was General Electric or General Motors and whoever else you want to compare it to. These things take time, unfortunately. Otherwise, it would be so much easier, but I suppose it's a barrier to entry, because the more persistent you've got to be, it means that more people are dropping off and giving up. But if you're persistent, sticking to it, people will discover you, people will like what you have to talk about, people will appreciate it, and people will consume you, consume your content, or find your business, or consume your products or services. And then it starts to take it on its own shape and form, and it just grows and grows and grows. So it's all down to you. So look into NLP, embedded commands, endeavour to expand your comfort zone, expand your knowledge base, and look at who you're associating with. And my question to you, the question of the day is, what are you doing now? What are you doing now to achieve entrepreneur mindset? What are you doing now? What I'm doing is I'm creating these videos, really twofold really. One is to share my experience, because my mission is to help 1 million entrepreneurs become remarkable, but also it's a good way of refreshing what I know already, and I know this stuff, and it's like getting it into video form, and it's like a diary almost, and it's like getting it, talking about it, and like, I'm reminding myself, getting myself thinking about all these things and principles that getting myself reminding me of all these things, and talking about it and sharing it with the world, creating more than I consume. So that's how I'm doing it. So what are you doing now to get the entrepreneur mindset? What are you doing? Remember that this channel is all about helping you become a remarkable entrepreneur. So go out there today and do something remarkable. But in the meantime, however, click on the subscribe button below and press the bell notification right next to it for the latest uploads. How cool is that?